Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review AI War 2. This is a game that I've been streaming a lot of over the last couple of years, but I've never actually taken the time to review it. The fact that I've streamed it so much should tell you already what I think about this game. I really enjoy it. But I wanted to just quickly overview it. For those of you that are interested in the game but don't know too much about it, truth be told, I am still somewhat of a newbie when it comes to this game. There are people out there, especially on the Discord, that have this game down to a science. They can play on the hardest difficulty, they know the units like the back of their hands, they know how to counter certain things, they know when to attack, it's amazing the lengths that these people can go to, and they've got the game so figured out behind the scenes. Whereas I play on the easiest difficulty, as casual as possible, and just have fun with it. So, AI War 2, you can find on Steam for about $20, but there are 3 expansions that I highly recommend checking out. There's the Spire Rises, there's the Zenith Onslaught, and the Ninezul Abyss. All 3 of those are $10 a piece. So, check them out if you like. They add some new mechanics to the game. I'll go ahead and just quickly show you what some of those things are. I'm going to go into single player real quick, just to show them to you, and then I'll load a save that I've been working on for a while. This is a 4X real-time strategy game of sorts, where typically in the core game you're going to be playing as humans. And you start off in this little tiny section of the galaxy, and the evil AI controls everything else, and you have to destroy the enemy AI's mothership, or whatever it's called, while trying not to draw too much attention to yourself, because for every system you control, the AI will react more strongly towards you. There's a threat level. And the more things you do, the more you piss off the AI and the more it comes after you. So in the core game, when you're playing as the humans, you're trying to just slowly work your way out and figure out what systems you want to take for what benefits while working your way toward the enemy, if you can find them. So let's go to custom start. I think that's going to be better for us. And from here, we can choose our map. There's realistic, simple, bubbles. Like, you can change the layout of the star systems themselves, which is really cool. You can even change how clustered they are together, low, medium, high, cluster radius, extra dimensional stuffs. You can even name the planets, so you can go with fantasy monsters. That's what I like to keep it on. So all of the systems, for example, like that's Doomsayer and Dragon and Shade and Mermaid. These are the system names. Whereas if I click on cities and go to US, oh, there's Bangor, OJ, Prescott, Longmont. I've never heard of these places, to be honest with you. Effingham. I can go down to, I don't know what League Plus, MOBA. I'm guessing Nunu and Willump. I don't play League of Legends. I play Heroes of the Storm. Drummond, Cass, Zerath, Vayne. So I'm guessing this is League of Legends stuffs. Oddball, Roman Empire. You get the idea. So you can name the systems based on a planet naming system. You can even choose how many you want to work with. 120 planets. It's pretty big. I like to do a 40-planet game, and that keeps my play time to around 1 to 2 hours. Longer if I decide to just take over everything and have fun while doing it. Once you figure out your map, you're going to go to factions, and this is what I kind of want to show you. I'm going to click on Add Faction real quick. And again, keep in mind that I own all the DLCs. The developers have sent me codes for all of them. And you can see to the right the DLC required for these, like Chromatic Horror, for example, requires the Spire Rises. Down here is the Zenith Onslaught. So if you want to play with the Dark Zenith, or Zenith, whatever, you need that particular DLC. And you can see there's a description for each of these guys. The Fallen Spire is, it plays a lot differently. Whereas the humans, you're trying to slowly work your way out. The Fallen Spire lets you play as think of the Ancients from Stargate, I guess, where, like, you're very strong. You get these really powerful ships, but you're not so worried about the enemy AI threat at that point. You're sort of taking things over with brute force. But that will also add enemy ships that sort of combat you that weren't available in the core game, because the computer needs something to make up for the fact that you've got these very powerful ships. The other one that I'm currently playing with, where is it? Oh, the Ninezul Custodians, Migrants. This is part of the whole Ninezul Abyss. There's a Necromancer faction, if you can believe it, that lets you, it's here somewhere, I just don't remember where it is, but you'll be able to play as like these Necromancers, and they're like the Fallen Spire in how they operate their systems. For example, like you build like a headquarters, like you build the central building in each system that you control, and you have a limited build slots. But the Necromancers, they are cool in that when you destroy enemy units, they spawn skeletons and other things. Like, they're called skeletons and mummies, but they're really ships. So if you like the idea of resurrecting ships from the dead to fight for you, that's great. But I have to warn you, the Necromancers are less defensive. So if you're one of those defensive players where you like to build thousands of turrets, and their defensive capabilities are crap compared to the other factions. So just be warned, you may have to leave some fleets behind to guard certain key points, and that takes some getting used to. But their attack power is really good. But anyway, these are all of the different factions in the game, and it would take me forever to highlight them all. But you can, on the left-hand side, I'm the Necromancer here. You can choose your player color. You can be the Human Empire, which is standard. The Human Arc Empire, Spire Infused, Necromancer Sidekick. That sidekick is for multiplayer. So one player can play as the Necromancer and the other player can play as the sidekick, which is sort of like a support role for the Necromancer. Also play as a spectator. But again, when you're adding a faction, these are all the different AIs that you can add to this, which is awesome. And when you add one, you can adjust the difficulty. The difficulty goes from 1 to 10. I keep it on 1 for a casual experience, but you do you. You can change the fleet colors. At the start of the game, you're not going to know what a Warden fleet is, or Hunter fleet, or Praetorian. That's one warning I have with this game. As fun as it is, there's a learning curve. I just have to warn you about that. There's going to be a learning curve. You're going to see tooltips that span for paragraphs, and there's numbers everywhere. Trust me. When I come back to this game after not playing it for a while, I lose myself because I'm like, what was the keystroke again for auto attacking? Oh, Shift V or Control V. So anyway, just be warned that this is a difficult game if you're unaccustomed to it. I added in this game Ninezul Sappers and Dark Zenith Zvakari, whatever. These are friendly to me. So these are helping me out defending my territories while I go out with my Necromancer and do my thing. Again, I don't have to do that, but I can create them. I can change their colors and all that. Options. You can change Fog of War if you just want everything revealed. Just pause if you want to see any of these in greater detail. There's map population there, AI behavior, unit behavior, allies, balance. This is what I like. They recently added this. Now, I suggested this. I don't know if it was me that actually prompted them to add this, but I did suggest it in their forums on Discord, and they did add this. You now have the ability, in some cases, to increase, like, there's bonus resources and additional hexes. So whenever you build, like, a station, like a central station for each of your Necromancer systems, you build one, and then you've got a build limit. Well, the additional hexes let you increase that build limit so that you can build more things there, which is great, because if you build more things there, you can support more of your fleet, which is great, because you get these fleets, and these headquarter buildings that you're constructing will passively support them with more units. So that you can increase how much you can build in each system with this slider. Also, bonus resources. When you're killing something important, that can adjust the amount of resources you're getting from that thing, whether it be science points, essence, hacking, that kind of thing. So if you want to gain resources more quickly, you can adjust things in the options menu. And again, I'm not going to claim credit for that, but I did suggest it, and they did add it after the fact. So maybe anyway. So I'll just do one of these, and that'll be enough. So I'll go ahead and load up my save game just to show you around a little bit. As you can see, I've got a lot of different save games going on here. Some of them probably are outdated at this point, but we'll do that one and just actually I'll just go back and hit continue last save. It's probably faster. Okay, so real quick, settings menu. I should probably have checked that out and showed you that first. There's personal settings. I think I actually showed you all of these, but game stuff, autosave, expansions that are enabled or disabled with this, any mods. I have not messed with any of these mods before to know what they do, but they're here should you want to mess with them. I have enough. The core game overwhelms me enough. Performance, automation, display, you can adjust screen resolutions, windowed mode, and all that jazz. Audio sliders, I love the music in this game, it's fantastic. Camera settings. Okay, that cut was a reminder to myself to take out that networking, just in case, in some weird chance that they're able to hack that. Okay, so anyway, getting to camera and then debug. Okay, so let's cancel out of there, and then there's galaxy-wide options. Again, these are things that we already kind of looked at. Allies, balance behavior. Okay, so let's actually get to the game. And this game is about halfway done. I'm about an hour or two into it. And again, you typically start off in one section. And in the Necromancer faction, you start off with, there's a main building here somewhere. I just have to find it. The mansion, I guess. And on the left-hand side, you'll notice that there's a bunch of buttons. And again, look at the tooltips. Just sit here and look at the tooltips for a minute. And you can actually hold Control or Alt to hide or show more detail. Great. One of my planets is... let me check on that real quick. What's going on? We got the Templar. So in the Necromancer playthroughs, there's the Holy Templars. These guys are nasty. Did they come down here? Where did they come from? Oh yeah, they are. So yeah, they are there. And they're actually in my headquarters. That's weird. Anyway, so when you're playing as the Necromancers, the Holy Templar faction will spawn in various places, and by destroying them, you can gain something called essence, I believe. No, the Holy Templars are for hacking. You can hack Holy Templar locations. Let's see if I can... There's one. Templar Rift. Anything in orange is AI controlled still. But you can hack these things, if I can find it. There it is. Templar Rift. There's a hack button on the left-hand side here. And I'll be able to hack the Templar Rift, and if I do that, I'll be able to add more blueprints to my build menu so that I can build more things. Again, trying to explain this game within a short period of time and teach you everything is just going to be darn near impossible to do. But suffice it to say, lots of tooltips. You can view your fleets here. You can, well, this is actually at local planets, so all the different buildings at a local planet. Then you've got your fleets. I've got 1, 2, and 3. Those are my 3 primary fleets. All of these blue systems pick one fleet, and I can choose what fleet they pick, and they will supply all of their building stuffs to that fleet. So for example, if I go to LOL here, and if I can find the, what is this? Necropolis. Okay. So I can actually, this is the U-beam, Necropolis U-beam. So if I go down to Necropolis U-beam, it says here that it is bolstering Necrofleet Gal. That was my first fleet that I started with. So any buildings that I'm constructing here that contribute to a fleet, they will provide to that fleet. So if I jump over to fleet number 1, you'll see that these are all of the Draugrs and the White Bodyguards and the Spectres and the Mummies. All of these buildings that are contributing to that fleet, well, they're out there in the galaxy, and I'm telling them to do that. If whoever is contributing this infectious white, if I can find who's contributing, I can change that and like assign that to a different fleet if I want. So I've got 3 fleets right now. With the Necromancers, there's a major necropolis, which adds another fleet. The minor ones allow you to just construct buildings that support a fleet, and then you've got defensive ones, which are primarily for turrets and the like. But you can see, these are all the different, every one of these systems, the Wind Element, Gilman Lord, each one of them has some kind of necropolis there, either supporting or in charge of an entire fleet, like so. So that's what the fleet does. Direct build, if I focus in on any one location, you can see on the left-hand side, I can build a shipyard. I can construct buildings. These are the hexes I was talking about. These hexes, I can only build so many things in one location. This decaying mummy takes 3 hexes, and I'm using 9 out of 17 right now. So what I may want to do is maybe I'll put decaying mummy down. That will support a fleet, royal mummy, and withered mummy, just to add them. You'll note, okay, I can't do that because I don't have enough space. I need 2 more hexes. Now, I can upgrade this necropolis in order to add more hexes to it if I wanted to. I can also add defenses like catapults, lightning tower, totems of life, and so on. So that's a thing. But long story short, you're going to be constructing things via this menu here. Tech, you're going to be unlocking... Well, this is mainly for bolstering your existing blueprints. So for example, I've got skeletons out there, mark 1 of 6, meaning I didn't upgrade them a whole lot. I can upgrade them up to 6 times. The cost of it is, in blue here, it says cost 800 in the upper left, and the amount in blue, the blue is fleet, and green, as in the case of this tower defense, is green. So this tower defense, if I upgrade it, will give me 529 strength galaxy-wide, whereas upgrading my skeleton will only give me 1 strength galaxy-wide. It's just I've got a ton more defenses than I do ships at the moment. Same thing with totems. The more you upgrade it to, the more expensive it becomes. But yeah, so you can upgrade various things from here. You can even upgrade your necropolis across the galaxy. And again, in doing that, you add more hexes that you can build. They're basically build slots, if you will. Next is hacking. Again, if you go to a particular location, you'll get different hacking options. You can transform your flagships if you're the Necromancer faction. Typically, you can hack for blueprints to add new kinds of units. In the case of the Necromancers, I can summon transcendent Elderlings. Elderlings are another special enemy in this game that appear when you're playing as the Necromancer. And in destroying them, you gain essence. And essence is necessary to upgrade your flagships and your necropolises, and so on. You can even move your starting headquarters with the Necromancer, which is kind of cool. I know I'm focusing heavily on the one faction here, but again, there's just so much to this game. Intel reports, a lot of beginner tips. I should probably go through this at some point and read them. Campaign journal, again, these are things I typically ignore because I've got so much to look at. Outguards are they're like a rogue faction that will come in from time to time and help you. If you hack and call for their help, they will come in and help. Whether or not they do that with the Necromancer faction, I know they do it with the humans. Gameplay and strategy tips. This is important to go through as well. On the very top, again, typically there would be 2 other resources here, but they're not shown because the Necromancers don't use them. There's metal and energy, not shown here. The humans use them. I think the Spire faction uses them. The Necromancers don't. Rather, again, they use these essence to do other things. There's also an AI progress, and this is what I was talking about. The higher the higher the AI progress, the threat, the more it throws at you, which is bad. We don't want them throwing stuff at us. So if we read the tooltip, for example, wormhole borers unlock at AIP 520. You can sometimes find things in the environment to actually reduce AI progress, AIP. But you just have to be careful. With the Necromancer class, you're just sort of going all in. With the humans, you kind of have to strategically think about what you're doing. There's AI forces. This is like their waiting. This is their strength waiting to strike kind of thing. I try to keep defenses here. The top number in a location is your fleet strength at that location. I've got this my fleet number 2 is sitting here. That's what this 2 is down here. It's the Wrathful Flagship 5 of Necrofleet Muspelheim. But it's 118 strength, and my defenses, that's like turrets and other things, it's 88. So I've got a combined strength here of about 200. And I try to keep my front lines nice and bolstered. 1 is down here managing this choke point. 2 is here managing this choke point. I've got 3 back here managing this one. So I might bring 3 down and then move 1 forward to further take out the AI if I can. So let's go ahead and do that. I know I'm talking a lot. Let's go ahead and select my flagship, hit L for load. That will load everyone into my flagship. Otherwise, the little ships will the capital ship will outpace the little ones. So let's go to judged. So control right click and then control left click. There we go. And I'm going to hit U to unload. Or try to. There we go. Pretty sure I have them set. Yeah, the red means I have them set on auto attack. I think, yeah, Control V sets them to auto attack mode, so I don't have to keep controlling them. There is an Elderling here. By destroying that, I gain some essence. Another cool system with that is if I don't have their technology yet, I can hack them, and then when I kill them, I gain the ability to transform my fleet ships into a stronger version of what they were. So that was like a slothful Elderling that I just killed. This is a slothful flagship because at one point earlier, I actually took the time to hack one of those Elderlings, and then I transformed my flagship. And by transforming it, you're giving it new powers, you're making it stronger, all of that. We've got some kind of spire ship here, I think. Looks like it's attacking me there. Let's just see what it's doing. It's on a collision course for something. Let's see if I can't kill it. Yeah, I think we got that. Nice. It tried attacking, but we're good. Okay, so for the most part, we've got everything under control here. So what's going to happen now is we're still in Judged 6. And that number is like the strength, typically, of the enemy there. The lower the number, like a 1 or 2, Roman numeral 1 or 2, it's easier to take. Whereas with a 4, 5, 6, 7, it just gets tougher. You can actually see the enemy's strength. 224 strength there, 125 there. So there is a data center here. If I destroy it, AI progress is reduced by 20. So I'm going to just go ahead and find it and destroy it. There it is right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and destroy that real quick. All right, minus 20 AIP. Let's go ahead and destroy this command station. Now the system is considered neutral. AI progress just went up because I was rude enough to do that. All right, so let's go ahead then and build. So I can build a defensive necropolis for turrets. I can build a major one that gives me a new fleet. I can only build so many of those galaxy-wide, but I have enough for another one if I want. I'm going to do a minima or a minor one, and we'll put that there. And it'll start building on its own. Assuming there's builders nearby, it'll fast track that. And then I'm going to build a shipyard so I can replenish numbers here. Skeleton rogue, wights, draggers. These are all things that I would construct to support another fleet. So this is Blackwood. So if I go to, if I click on that, sometimes I get lost with this. Let me find Blackwood in the fleets here. There we go, Blackwood. So right now, anything that I construct here is going toward Fleet 1. I know Fleet 3 is a more recent one, so I'm going to have it support that one. I think it's Mnar. Let me go back and see what Group 3... Group 3 is Mnar. So I'm going to tell it anything built here will support my third fleet. And to do that, I will build, let's see. Let's go, I guess, Skeleton Rogue and Infectious White. Let's get some defenses in there. Totem Life and Totem Protect, and I like my turrets. Lightning. There's a Catapult. Let's go with a Spectre. And I've used 7 of 8 slots, so I'll do, I guess, this Igor. That's fine. Igors are like a support ship that heals and builds. Anyway, so now I've just claimed Judged, and I can sort of defend it and move out from there. I may want to move Group 3 up, or maybe leave it back here for defense closer to home if I want. It's up to you. Again, I don't want to continue playing this on camera right now because this is more of like a review. I would just simply say that this, if you're willing to take the time to learn this game, it will keep you busy for a very long time because it has so many options. Again, when you're creating a new game, there's all those different factions, difficulties. You can customize it any which way you want. There's so many different tooltips to read and to understand and to look through, so that the learning curve is extremely high with this. Luckily, there are tutorials that you can mess around with, tutorials 1 through 5 and then 99. I guess. And then there's also multiplayer. I did test that with Ida Lee at one point, and it seemed to be fine. There's a little bit of hiccuping here and there, but that was when it first came out. I don't know how stable it is now. The developers are very active on the Discord, so definitely, if you're having issues with this game or just want to learn more about it, Discord, they're very active there. There's a lot of people there that can help, and there's even a section in their Discord for new player advice or something like that. That will help you. They'll be happy to help you with any questions you have. So, do I recommend AI War 2 and its expansions? Yes, yes, and yes. Especially if you can get it on sale. Just be warned, the graphics are more like, they're antiquated. If you're looking for like a flashy, real-time strategy game, you know, you may want to look at like Sins of a Solar Empire, which is it's more 3D than this, a little bit more 3D. You can still 3D this, but it's just not as nice looking. You're playing this more for the numbers and the strategy and the tooltips than you are for like, ooh, this looks so beautiful, you know, kind of thing. This is like, you know, Counter-Strike Go versus Call of Duty graphics. This is definitely the weaker end of it. But that being said, in the tool, and like I said, the learning curve is really high. But if you can get past those two things, then you'll, I think, have a great time with this game. So yeah, check this game out, AI War 2. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.